Let's get this thing online, boys. Check and see if the stream is up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we live, baby. We live, baby. Double check the phone. Audio's working? Oh yeah. We're live, baby. We're live. Guys, I have a confession. I have a confession real quick. I have a fucking problem now. What has happened? Anyways, let's not look at that anymore. That is somewhat of Jake Gordon's fault, but we do need one. Yo, 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 what's up, Chip? Little Nick. Chase it down with the old faithful. Upper Decky. And we're good. We're locked in, boys. How we doing? Market update. Guys, I am still long on this market. I am not selling here. I want to make that known now real quick at the start of this video. But I do want to, on this call, answer some DeFi questions that you guys may have. Clear up any questions you guys do have. I have a little free time here, so I thought, why not jump on the stream? Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and pull some stuff up for you guys. Don't really have too much prepared. I like to board the flight while we're flying, so let's go ahead and take a quick peek. See? Real quick. Yo, yo, yo. Let's go ahead and change screens. Locked in, boys. All right, 78,000. The market has been ripping. If you guys were DCing like good boys and girls, like you were supposed to, you're doing absolutely fantastic. You're reaping some rewards here. It is more likely than not that, because we are in an uptrend right now, we're in an uptrend. That's the case. A lot of people, a lot of traders, they're looking at selling here. I personally am not. And that is one of the benefits that I also have because I'm running our full DeFi flywheel, right? I have my lent core assets. I have the liquidity pools generating cash flow. That being said, it's less than exciting right now, but still cash flow nonetheless. And so it's something that it also gives me a little privilege to not be worried and be over trading and be trying to get cute, trying to sell at the top. I hear so many people calling for 45K. In long term, that may be the case. But right now, I am not interested in selling. And I will update you guys if I do start making some big sells in the portfolio. But for those of you that were buying with me, whether that was a little too early, like one of my first big buys at 72, whether you were buying with me down here at the lower 60s and that 63, 62, 64, if you were just DCAing through there, like every one of us should have been, whether that's for free with your liquidity pools or with your hard-earned cash and capital as well, you're getting paid handsomely. If you're running wide ranges, you should not be out of range right now in most of your liquidity positions. So you're being rewarded. You're being rewarded now for doing all the proper things, setting your wide ranges, lending your core assets, not just throwing them straight into pools, but actually lending them first, borrowing equity from them to then run pools. And guys, I bet you, and let me know in the comments, I bet a lot of you guys that have been running this strategy, you're seeing some juicy appreciation. I would imagine, maybe recovering from a bunch of the losses if you didn't sell anything at the all-time high, and you're coming down now. I know quite a few of my clients, their balances here at 80K are rivaling that of what they were close to the highs. They're getting very close. For example, Grant's one of my biggest clients, let's just say over a 1M, 1.2 portfolio at all-time high. We're back to over a mil at 80K from cash flow, from doing the right things, from running the strategies, from sitting on your hands. And guys, we are in an uptrend. I think sitting on your hands is one of the best things you can do right now. And if you just sit on your hands, you do nothing, you let the flywheel work, you don't get cute at it. Honestly, I wouldn't even look at it too much. The more you look at it, the more changes you make, the more you're going to fuck up. If you just sit on your hands, you're going to outperform the majority of all these retail traders trying to get cute in the market. Guys, let me know how we're doing. It is 5 p.m. out here for me. If you guys have any DeFi questions, crypto questions, drop them down below. If they're not completely retarded, I will answer them. You know what? If they're retarded, I'll answer them too, because we'll have a little bit of fun. When I live streamed in Vegas, there's people asking me the most random questions. I unlisted that live stream so fast, faster than last time, because it was so bad. So many of you guys are crazy. It's insane. But that was a little experiment with a live stream that was not crypto focused, and it was so interesting to do. But we had a lot of fun. Guys, things are looking good in a positive trend. Happy for Bitcoin. Let's check on some of our others here. Ethereum, not the worst. You can see a range that I like right here. 1850 up to a little over 4K. Haven't had any problems. And you wonder why I'm not stressed. Because I don't have problems, guys. Yo, good to have you, man. What's for you out there? I'm pretty sure it's pretty crazy from here. Maybe it's morning for you? I believe it's morning, right? Some time ago, you showed a slide with some rules to follow. There was something about watching a coin, and if it drops by 30%, sell. If you know the slide, please repost. I'm not familiar with this post that I would have shown myself. It may be something to do with when you're lending. If a coin is dropping like crazy, we have to inject some capital. We want to sell some positions. It's something I may have talked about in the past. It's something that with the strategies I'm running now, I'm not super worried about them. I am not. It's something to where, you know, I probably talked about this before when it comes to if you're in riskier positions, right? So this is something I can imagine I would have said for AVAX Black Hole, for example, a pool I was running. Or a risky, I'll put you guys on some sauce right now. I made a video, I don't think I've even edited it, it's not out yet. A position like this. First off, this is risk-free capital, so don't just chase into this blindly with a big chunk of your liquidity, but it's paying fantastic, right? Nice little way to earn some APR while the markets are down. It's been a little less than a week, less than 4 grand, maybe $100, right? I did this, I think actually, it's been a week. This is like today, Thursday. So we left Vegas. I opened it late that night, early that morning, and it's been $100 in a week, 4K. It's cool, nothing crazy. But the problem is you have exposure to this token right here, Dust. And I mentioned this in the video I filmed, which is not released yet, but what I'm really looking for is a way to short this token because I want to neutralize my exposure to this token. That way, it's not as inherently risky as it is right now. Right now, it's a high-risk position. I want you guys to be very aware of that before everyone watching this starts going crazy and full boarding large bags and large percentages of their portfolio into this. This is literally like, this is nothing compared to the overall portfolio. It's not a big deal. If it goes bye-bye, doesn't affect my life any way, shape, or form, and I won't even be that sad. Paying to play. This is more fun use of my time than gambling in Vegas. Let's just say that. I spent $20 in Vegas, putting 4K on this Vegas pool right here. Anyways, I'm looking for a way to short this because I can neutralize my exposure. Right? I can take a short position on around 3,600 Dust or less, but because I can't do that, this is a token to where I do need to be watching for that 30% drop, right? If this token starts nuking, I need to be looking at the chart on this token, and is this in free fall? This is a newer token. There's no tried and true bottom. There's no resistance levels, right? It's a newer token. There's no, I know that, you know, if we look at the chart, let's just look on Ethereum, for example, right? I have a nice range bottom set here at 1800. Has it spent time below this? Yes, but this is a nice level of support resistance that I've decided to go with. Something like Dust with no history is not going to have that. So when you're in these riskier positions on newer coins, etc., that's something to where then if you are dropping by 30%, which you don't even want to be exposed to that. So again, I really urge you guys to be very, very careful of something like this. But that's something where then, yeah, let's look at an exit. Let's look at an exit for sure. Just got here, never heard of Neverland. New alpha coming from Parker. Hey, yo, Neverland, basically a Aave alternative on Monad. They actually really have some spicy yields going on right now, which is quite interesting. So for Monad, you lend for 22%. If you're running your flywheel strategies, this is pretty awesome for you. Just keep in mind, the borrow rates are still pretty expensive as well. So ignore lock boosting. That's something that I do not encourage you guys to do by locking your rewards. You're just getting increased risk and exposure to the Dust token. But you can be supplying USDC, earning about 9%, right? But if you're borrowing, you're paying about 8%. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your overall calculations. If you're lending ETH, it looks pretty attractive to be making 7%, but if you're paying 8%, keep that in mind. You should be borrowing an Aave over for 4%. So is it really that good of a net positive for you? Something to keep in mind. When Bitcoin is unfrozen over here, there could be some alpha because we're looking at a nice 15% lending rate, 16% just about. That's amazing for Bitcoin, especially if you have a side bag of Bitcoin that you're not borrowing against, just hodling. That is some great yield right there. Just right now, there is I don't want to go into the boring details, but it's frozen because there's a rounding error on the Monad chain with wrapped Bitcoin. Anyways, what was my point here? What were we talking about? 30%. When you're in risky positions, of course, you do want to sell those if they start dropping because things like AVAX, things like Black Hole that I had paired with AVAX, it was dropping, I doubled down, it dropped a whole lot more, I doubled down again, and there was no end in sight. And to this day, I'm pretty sure if we just look at, let's see, Black Hole. Oh, it's literally a black hole. I mean, it was in the name. It just manifested itself. Yep, there was no end in sight. So when you're in these tokens, you want to be as careful as possible, and you definitely, filmed a video on this the other day too, but you definitely don't want to be compounding back into that position. You want to be moving that to either assets, debt solutions, or different positions altogether, and get out of that as fast as possible. So when you see me take a risky position like this, I will not be compounding. Maybe if there's if we drop 30%, maybe there's something where I would consider putting more in. Really should not. I want to be taking this $100 a week and extracting that to somewhere long term. Right now, like I said, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I am long right now. There's nothing to me, long term, medium term, that I'm scared of at this current moment in time. And so, but maybe even that being said, at 80K, I don't want to be porting rewards from all my pools into Bitcoin. Might just hold them as cash. Might, instead of paying down, for example, like on Aave, borrowing for 4.6% over here, might be looking for debt solutions, but then you have a couple options. Maybe you don't want to be paying off a 4% loan. You'd rather keep it on Neverland, and you'd rather lend it out for 9%, and you're getting double duty off your money while you wait. No need to pay down this loan right now when the LTVs are looking so healthy. 36%. Makes sense? Hopefully so. Guys, as you're claiming your rewards, just be conscious of the current moment in time, where the assets are priced. Again, 80K Bitcoin, I'm not selling anything at this current moment in time, but it doesn't mean I'm hyper aggressively porting all my money into Bitcoin. I'm doing DCAs as normal. I was doing big buys at 62, big buys in the lower 70s before we dropped to the 60s. So everyone that was doing the same, you're being rewarded now. Sit on your hands, do nothing. Keep the pools working. Hold the Bitcoin. Don't sell it too early. Keep the long-term vision. You can weather the volatility. The less you look, the better you're going to do. Statistically, I'm pretty sure, and we can even look this up. What is the correlation? Let's look at this. Between how often investors check their portfolio and their performance. There's an inverse correlation. Shocker! It's almost like I've said this forever. Checking daily means you see your portfolio in a loss position nearly 50% of the time, causing significant emotional stress. The pain of loss, I've also said this before as well, it feels twice as bad as the joy of gain. So for every $1,000 you lose, it feels twice as bad as making $1,000 will feel. So you should not be checking all the time. Don't be checking day to day. Don't be checking every week or weekend if you don't have to. Don't ruin your evening if we have a bad week and then you can't enjoy life with your friends or your girlfriend or whatever that is. Let it do its thing. Have a long-term vision. Let your assets appreciate. For everyone that was stressing down here, listen, there's guys even inside the 10K fast track. I mean, there's literally, I can zoom in on some candles. Let's zoom in on this candle like there's a red one right here. There would have been a post, let's say on this date, April 19th, and I could think of a couple names in mind where someone's like, hey, I'm just selling until things get better. Okay, and then the next day they got better, and then there was a couple bad days, and it got great again, and we're a lot higher than when he sold at 73, and now we're at 80. So don't be so caught up in the day-to-day. And again, as you start running DeFi in your portfolio and you're building cash flow, even though the yields freaking suck, guys. I'm right there with you. I'm in the same game. The yields aren't very fun right now. But you still have that long-term vision, and you're still earning yield. Say you're only making 30% right now. Go tell a traditional finance investor you're making 30% doing nothing. They'll think you're a fruitcake. They'll put you in the loony bin. That's not normal. That's still a great yield. It's just for everyone that has been watching the channel from, let's just say, back in January, February, back to October, and so on and so forth. We're all spoiled with making 100, 200% a year on pretty wide range safe asset stuff. I remember checking every other minute in the beginning too. Again, true story from myself. When did I get started in crypto? Probably summer of when I was like, not the first time I bought like a little Dogecoin or whatever, being an idiot, but when I was first grinding the both jobs, started having spare money after I paid off all my debt. I was looking at, okay, let's start buying Bitcoin, Ethereum. They went down the YouTube rabbit hole of shitcoins I should have ever bought. It's a whole other story. But I believe it was about summer of 23, and that should be, let's see, about right here. No, it wouldn't have been here either because I wasn't here for the 20K. It's probably about May, June. It was somewhere, I would say it's probably about right here. Around like a 25K. I think my first ever buy of Bitcoin was like a little bit around like the 25, 26K mark. And I remember as I'm scaling in my first couple $1,000s into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, it doing this over the next, I don't know, month or two, feeling like the biggest idiot in the world. I think I might have even bought some, is probably 26 to 28. I remember buying in the 30s thinking like, because my little bit I first had was going up. I was like, oh, I'm so smart. And then I remember this happening in the market moving down, taking that down to 25, I guess as low as, in the 24, feeling like an idiot. I was down, maybe had my first 25 grand total into Bitcoin by that point, was scaling in a couple grand a month really, really fast. And I remember I was down like $1,000 total, like total loss, $1,000. And I felt like a retard. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm a complete idiot. Imagine if I was so low testosterone that I let being down $1,000 on that rob me of this whole experience. This whole experience, guys. I was buying down here, wherever the fuck this was, and it did down $1,000, and I thought I was an idiot. I was like, oh my God, I can't tell my girlfriend I just lost $1,000 because I was coming from a place before where everything was very scarcity mindset. Before I was working the two jobs, before I hustled a bunch of money into Bitcoin and crypto, before I learned DeFi, before I was making cash flow from that, before I started doing YouTube, before everything became bigger than just in that exact moment where price was just chopping up and down. Guys, don't look at your fucking portfolio every day. Don't look at your portfolio every day. If you have some small tester positions that you're testing in DeFi, making cash flow, it's totally fine. Be checking those. Check the performance over a couple days so you know if you can scale in. That's different. Don't be sitting there staring at every single thing all day. You're going to give yourself a fucking heart attack. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, I promise, because the long-term picture, if you have it in mind. You think I didn't feel uncomfortable with the stuff I didn't sell coming down like this? Oh yeah, it fucking sucked. It'd be nice to get cute and sell more at the top. Perfectly have timed it. The Sui bags. I should have sold so much of that Sui, guys. It's down so hard from where it was. But it's something where like, okay, long-term vision. It's not that big a deal, and it's not changing my life. What would have changed my life down here is being down $1,000, selling out, never continuing the crypto journey, never learning DeFi, never working on YouTube, never doing any of this. Life is in a completely different spot now. Imagine I didn't go out to Thailand for that month. Imagine I didn't know Jake. Imagine I didn't have those friendships and connections. I didn't teach the mastermind out there. And it's all because I was probably checking my portfolio a lot, but I was retarded enough to keep going. Retarded enough. It's a bell curve. Let's look at a bell curve real quick. I see some comments, and I'll get there in a second. Bell curve. I can't spell. I told you, retarded. Here we go. Let's do the smart and dumb bell curve. See if this pulls up what I want it to. I don't want it with any text, though. Here we go. Dumb money, smart money, and dumb money. There's the people down here, they're so dumb, they'll never do anything. Or maybe they'll get rich because they're so dumb, they just do it and don't think about it. That could have been me. That could have been me. I was just a little dummy, working, making money. I was like, fuck it, Bitcoin. Listen to Andrew Tate, all these guys talk about Bitcoin and all this and that. Went down my own little journey there, was buying Bitcoin and crypto, and maybe I was just dumb money, but made a lot of money. And then I became so retarded, guys, that I went down the DeFi rabbit hole, learned how to monetize, and now it's a whole different experience and realm that's hard to explain to anyone that's just a normal person, normal investor. It's something that you have to be inclined towards and really want to do. You have to be someone that, I'm not going to try to make someone that doesn't believe in crypto learn DeFi. But if you are a dumb investor, you're already in crypto, I will teach you how to be the richest version of dumb money possible and monetize that crypto. The problem is the middle, or you're overanalyzing. You're thinking too much. You're thinking too much. You're like, oh my God, I'm down $1,000. I need to sell. What if my girlfriend finds out? I remember those feelings, guys. But I didn't let that stop me. I'm trying to have a little fun with it, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. So the point being, don't check your portfolio every freaking day. And even if you are very emotionally resilient and you know your long-term plan, it still can cause a lot of pain. Or maybe too much excitement. Maybe it's hit 80K and now you're like, fuck, I knew I should have bought more at 62. Maybe you feel that way. Well, you didn't. And it doesn't mean you should full port everything now. Keep your DCAs going. Stick to your guns. Stick to your strategy. Let the pools buy you more Bitcoin for free. If you want to invest the profits, risk-free to Bitcoin to 80K, 100% do so. Again, I'm not selling anything at this moment in time. I'm still long on this market. I'll let you guys know if I change my opinion. But don't be emotional either way, because then you become a retail trader. Then you're the one that's buying the 124, 125. And you're selling 60, or you're selling 80, or you're selling 90, whatever it is. And then you're buying 125 again. Then in the future, you're buying 145. And then 10 years from now, you're buying 250, 500K, whatever it is. Don't be that guy. If you just sit on your hands with quality investments and systems that work for you, not against you, and you don't let your emotions work against you, you're going to do perfectly fine. You're going to do fantastic. And you're going to exponentially outperform every TradFi guy, but especially retail traders. Let me see. I remember checking every other day. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's hard, especially in the DeFi game when you start getting a little bit of the income coming in. It's hard not to check every day, to where it's like, oh my God, another $10. Oh, another $20. Or like, imagine if this is your first pool ever, which is exciting compared to today's market, but this is typically like maybe even a low APR for a long time for me. And it's like, oh my God, it's been another week, $100 off $4,000. Oh my God, I'm the smartest guy in the world. Like, no, but it's just the excitement coming in. Just make sure you manage your excitement and your emotions. How do you still feel about Aave? I have some ETH in it. Looking at supplying some Bitcoin, do you feel it's safe? Nothing has changed with my thoughts on Aave. It's one of the biggest, most OG players in the space. And, it's thought to be unshakable. And it was a terrible, black swan type event that happened. And it's powered through it. It survived it. If anything, it adds more credibility to them, in my opinion. And we've avoided a black swan scenario that could have drove the market down and been a big bearish catalyst. I'm personally not worried. I think them freezing was the right thing to do in terms of supplying collateral. If you still want to get more collateral on Aave, if it's Ethereum, you could be looking at alternatives, whether that's like Morpho or Moonwell, or maybe you want to potentially do a little experimenting with Neverland here, like I happen to have up here as well. But when it comes to Aave, you just can't lend ETH as collateral right now. It's totally, at least last I checked, that could be different. Unavailable. Totally fine. You can be lending Bitcoin here, no problem. Nothing's changed with Bitcoin on my end. If you're running a whole Bitcoin operation to begin with, you probably, like for example, Jake, he's doing all Bitcoin. The only ETH he's running is in liquidity pools. If there wasn't a million messages from the 10K Fast Track members, he wouldn't even know anything happened. So outside of that, in the YouTube comments, he wouldn't have even noticed. So it's something to where, again, you're doing the proper things, long-term vision. Does it suck that happened? Yes, but they handled it well. Funds are, let's see. Yep, Umbrella was untouched. They liquidated the attacker's capital that is now in the Recovery Guardian. I believe Arbitrum Network, they voted to release the funds as well. So everything's just going according to plan. It's going to be no big deal, swept under the rug. Totally fine. Other exciting news, I pinned a couple things. That's just I was scrolling through Twitter or X a few minutes back. Sui, $0 fees for stablecoin transfers. They're already cheap, but hey, that's pretty cool. Like that. Another Sui thing. Let me go ahead and just pause this right here. Internetless transactions. Sounds interesting. Sounds cool. I like it. I'm not trying to shill Sui right now. But, guys, we did miss out on the best play of all time, and that is if you would have bought about 150K of potatoes last month, you'd be a millionaire. So we all fumbled the bag. Tokenized potatoes is what we wanted the whole time. We should have had potato liquidity pools going. So if anyone called this beforehand and got into potato liquidity pools, let me know. We need to have a chat because we missed out on a great opportunity that we did not see coming. Even in the 10K Fast Track, we did not see potatoes hitting the returns that they did. We fucked up. Buy more potatoes. Let's see. Morpho, again, if you're sitting on cash, tokenized gold is a great alternative to it, and you could be lending that gold, earning an additional 3.3% a year. If you're sitting on cash, you don't feel like getting exposed to the market at this moment in time, make sure you're not neglecting earning opportunities as well as just still getting away from inflation. Guys, they're printing money. They will always print money. It does not matter the administration. They will always be printing money, especially if you're in the US dollar. Make sure you do have some escape. If you're not buying gold and lending the gold and you're holding cash, make sure you're at least lending the cash. Make 9% on your USDC. Again, not 14. We're not locking up for the extra 4. Just make the 9%. Just make the 9%. Gold, a great alternative being that I would recommend as well. And you can also run this whole flywheel strategy against your gold. You can borrow USDT against your gold, and you can run the flywheel. You can run gold LPs. You can use that to run any other LP. However, I'd be careful borrowing against gold and then putting it in something retarded like dust. Be careful, because you don't want to strip equity out of your gold and fucking lose it. Be very, very careful and conscious of your game plan and long-term vision. Because when I'm telling you I'm not selling, I'm talking about my assets I believe in long-term. They are going to perform well. We are in a positive trend. We are in an uptrend right now. Dust can do whatever the fuck it wants. Be very, very careful. I might regret even having showed that on stream. So please be very, very careful. Do not tell me you full ported it and a month from now it is $0. Because it very well could be. I don't think it will, but it very, very well could be. Let's see. How long have we been live? Can't tell. It's not telling me. Cool. Boys, questions. Drop some questions in the chat. DeFi call questions. Any questions you may have. Q&A. Let's get some answers out there. Few of you watching. And let me know what is on your mind right now. Are the pools going good? Are we making an income still? I know it's not attractive right now, but definitely just keep that long-term frame in mind. Do not sacrifice your long, wide ranges where you're getting, let's just say Ethereum USDC. If you're in too tight of a range, let's say even just a $2,800 top, you are now probably just about 50% sold out of your Ethereum. You have lost the majority or equal to majority exposure of Ethereum. Getting heavier USDC. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but just make sure it's intentional. Because you caught a lot of appreciation up to this point, but how long until the game is over for you? If the game being over at 2,800 is what you like and what you want, that's fine. To each their own. For me, I'm in the game a little more long term. I'm not looking to dump out of my ETH USDC positions till into the 4Ks. Into the 4Ks, long-term vision. Again, I may sell shorter than that, but I'm going to get more appreciation on the way up having wider ranges. And the APR difference is not that different. You don't want to tighten up way too tight and shoot yourself in the foot to chase an extra 30% APR and make no appreciation. What is up, Justin? Good to see you, brother. Pool APRs are a little low, but they're still printing. Exactly. Exactly. And imagine a world where you don't imagine a world where you don't listen to me. And instead of, running the flywheel, taking the extra couple minutes it takes to learn, maybe not minutes, the extra day it takes to learn, an hour sitting down and learn lending. And so instead of buying a bunch of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monad, Sui, whatever it is you believe in, borrowing against it to run pools, you instead just go straight into pools. And so what's happened is you've performed significantly worse in terms of appreciation, and you don't even have great APRs to back it up. And that is why, when you run the full flywheel together and you're running off borrowed capital, you put yourself in an advantageous position where you outperform hodling, you outperform holding spot, and you outperform running pools. Because when the market appreciates like crazy outside of APRs, you are, one, getting 100% raw exposure, 1x, but you're getting more than 1x exposure because you have the 15K working in other assets, as long as they're not going to shit. So make sure they're in quality assets you believe in. So you're getting more than a 1x exposure to the market. And if things go sideways and going down, you're printing fees. Even though right now, they're lackluster. It's not the most exciting thing. You're still printing 20, 30, 40%. Maybe you're on Monad making like 60, 65%. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And if you think we're at a little bit of an interim high, you can start stacking cash, stacking gold on chain, XAUT, PAX G. Stack some gold, stack some USDC, lend it out in Neverland, make about 9% right now. 4 plus 5, 9%. Do not lock them up. Again, don't lock them up. Don't recommend it. Make 9% without locking up. And wait for a bit of a dip if you think it's happening. Again, I'm here for the long term, and we're in a positive trend. I'm not selling. I'll let you guys know if anything changes on my end. For me personally, I'm still bullish. 45K, it may come one day. I don't think that day is today. If anything changes on my end, I reserve my right to change my opinion and thesis based off new information that comes out. And new market conditions, of course. We just start fucking tanking. Might be a bit of a different story. Definitely start dumping some stables in if we hit the 60s or lower again. And then, of course, always have auto DCAs going that I'm not actively managing. Again, it comes back to this. Not managing the portfolio. Inverse relationship. The more you're checking, the worse you're going to freaking do, guys. My Bitcoin buys, my ETH buys. I even have tiny buys of other stuff that just go on every single week. Just make sure the bank account's topped up so we can keep paying them. Same with stocks and stuff as well. Guys, I have a stock portfolio I never look at. Like I've never looked at. Outside of one of my buddies who has a Robinhood account. He's like, hey, how's our Robinhood's doing? And we just compare. He showed me like his AMD stock and stuff. He's like, look, this is so crazy. I told you. And it's like, nice. I don't ever look at stocks. I don't know. I just have them. 2 of my pulls have fallen out, but I think in the next few days they will be back to printing. It depends on the asset, man. Again, we're in a bit of an uptrend right now, I believe. But of course, if you set quality ranges, it's very, very possible we bounce back down in a range. Spend some time back down there, whether it's a couple weeks or a couple months. Could very well happen. Make sure you're thinking about your game plan and options for if we continue up. Whether that's in a couple months or if that's next week. Just make sure you have some game plans. Again, you said 2 of your pools. So what I like from that is that I know you have more that are still doing just fine. Very, very good. It's okay to be staggered. It's okay to have different positions with different goals. I like that. Just make sure when they go out of range, you don't chase and you repurpose them. Maybe that means buying into a different asset at a better price. Maybe that means, again, going into something like you're just lending stables, earning 9%. You're going into something like gold, earning 3%. 3% of your gold. Wallet appreciates as well. Not a bad thing. Just do your best to keep the money working for you, boys. That's all it is. Keep the money moving. Love to see it. I wish the APRs were a little better. It's hard to get excited when I have years of history when APRs are insane. When you're making 200 to 300% off of the most normal stuff on good ranges, wide ranges. And then, 120, you're making 10% a month for the last few months until very recently. And it's like, that feels like, oh, yeah, just 10% a month. And now it's like, fuck, we're making 3 or 4. So it's just hard for me to be as excited, but it's still a great APR. Just like having the Corvette and then picking a random fucking car to drive. Like going and getting a rental and being like, oh, yeah, can't really be excited. One is asset to asset, one is USD to asset. Yeah, the other asset may start pumping them. They'll chase up, get you back in a range. The other one, you have to wait for a dip, of course, the asset to USD. So it'll just depend on what happens next. Of course. How are we feeling about the market? Nice wide ranges, slow steady gains for me. Exactly, man. Slow and steady. And I like the stream I did with you guys, I think 2 weeks ago, talking about a SUI position, for instance. And it was, what was it? It was like 80 cents to $3 versus 80 cents to $5. And the APR per year difference was 20, like 20% difference per year. But the appreciation potential difference was like off the charts. It was like, with whatever capital amount we started with, it was like $100,000 difference or something. It was insane. Just because you're holding the assets for longer. So definitely, it's a little different situation to situation. If you're in an opportunity where tightening your range by a few percent increases your APR by a lot, you can make some arguments, but in most cases, you're not getting that much more APR that you're sacrificing by going tight. That's why running these, you see people posting 8% ranges, and I'm making 10, 20% a month right now. So that's fantastic, but you're done. It's GG. Anything you had open that you've shown on YouTube with an 8% wide range over the last 2 months, it's out of range. So nothing you have is still open. So just definitely be careful. Make sure you guys are paying attention in videos. I joined the pools before learning about the Aave flywheel, so I need them to go cost to my entry, so close to my entry, so I can move into Aave. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, if you're down on them right now, definitely. Well, actually, I would say that's a bit of flawed thinking. That is actually definitely flawed. Because the best time for you to dump your pools into spot assets would be at a low and then run the flywheel. So I would have to disagree with you. It's probably better that you stay in the pools at this moment if you think there's going to be a retrace. Whereas I'm a little indifferent whether it happens next or not. I think, again, we're in an uptrend right now. But I'll show you why. And actually, one of the reasons is because this is one of the strategies I teach inside our 10K Fast Track, right? Which is why I always say there's always a plan. There's always a plan. So imagine the market's moving down, Bitcoin's going back down to 60K, and maybe you've been borrowing against Bitcoin, or in your case, you don't even have any Bitcoin lent out yet, or whatever asset this is, it's interchangeable, okay? And so your LTV will obviously be getting tighter because your collateral is worth less, your loan is the same amount, slowly growing at 4% a year. So you'll start to get close. So what I've told and what I've taught our members is as you're getting close, you don't have to panic about new capital injections, right? Or paying down the loan really fast, because the pools you've been running with the borrowed capital have DCA'd slowly into that Ethereum or that Bitcoin, whatever it is, for you from USDC or the other asset. You've DCA'd in slowly. So what you now can do, especially at the bottom of your range, is you've DCA'd in and you've been making cash flow, and you exit that liquidity pool and you turn that into more collateral. And then your LTV is instantly healthier. You now are going to have tons of appreciation to the upside when an uptrend like what's happened in the last couple of weeks has been happening. And then you now have more collateral, so you could then, theoretically, you could borrow a smaller loan, but you can get more money borrowed against and use that to run more LPs, but at a smaller amount. And, excuse me, and then for you right now, for example, you have no collateral, all pools. Well, a great time to have switched to collateral would be the same situation, where the markets move down. Let's say you're in an ETH USDC, right? Or CBBTC USDC is what you're saying in chat. And let's just say the market's moving back down. You've converted all the way into that one asset, or pretty damn close. But when you're at an attractive buy point, you can close down the pool, especially because you're in all spot capital in the pool. And then you decide to go long on the assets with collateral. You borrow a smaller amount, let's say 30 to 40%, and use that to reopen the pool position. Hopefully that makes sense. Any good pool recommendations right now? I have 10K that needs dumping. Well, what size of your portfolio is that 10K? Is that 10% of the portfolio? Is that 50% of the portfolio? Is that 1% of the portfolio? I'm going to have a bit of a different answer. Most things are not exciting right now. I was earlier on stream. You could rewind, or I can show you in a minute once you tell me. I have a riskier position that I'm having a little bit of fun with at the moment, but it's not something where if 10K is your only port or half your port or anything close to that, I would ever recommend you to do and play around with. Why are you still long if Bitcoin is in a bear market? Because we're in a positive trend, my friend. The trend is your friend. What do your systems tell you? If your systems tell you to not hold the position and that we're going down, then you definitely should not still be holding your Bitcoin. If you are not running any strategies to generate cash flow off of your crypto, to where you're making money to offset any potential losses, it's maybe even more important that you pay attention to your systems and what they tell you. My systems are telling me that I'm not selling. But teach their own. And again, the goal of this channel is never to twist any of your guys' arms into doing one thing or the other, buying a token versus a different token. The goal is to, with your beliefs, like if you believe we're going down, I'll teach you how to run a bearish strategy in the best way possible. If you believe we're going up, I'll teach you the same thing. If you believe we're going sideways, if there's certain assets that you like holding, I'll teach you how to monetize those the best we can. But my goal is never to try to persuade you to believe what I believe or think what I think. It's just how can I best help you accomplish your goal? And then that takes a lot of pressure off of me as someone that is teaching in this space, because the burden is on the performance of the strategy that you want. If I set you up for a bearish position, because that's what you're telling me right now, and we're primed, and the market shoots the upside, that ain't on me, but I showed you how to run it. You know, so hopefully that makes sense. My goal is to help you guys set up your portfolio to be as successful as possible long term. But if you have a heavy inclination towards an asset or towards a direction, I'm going to help you set it up the way that you see fit. But I'm not going to let you go tight. I'll never let you go tight. Tight women, no tight ranges. That's the motto. That's the motto, baby. Yeah, but the 4-year cycle is played every time. I mean, sure. Yes, sir. I'm not someone that is like hard stuck to the 4-year cycle. It doesn't mean that there's not a lot of price action in between the 4-year cycle, my friend. There's lots of times where you can avoid some big crashes, big dips. Not a big fan of overmanaging your portfolio, but my long-term systems are telling me that we're long right now. Doesn't mean you have to follow me. Doesn't mean that that won't change in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time. It's just something we're right now. Just letting you guys know. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Could have to rewatch what you said. I was focused on driving. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's something where you definitely probably don't want to be driving for. In the bull market, you buy, and in the bear market, in the bull market, you buy, and in the bear market, you buy. Oh, okay, I got you. Always DCA, of course. Just, you can be a little more strategic with it. Be buying heavy in the bear, and not buying as heavy at all-time highs, of course. When people speak about backtesting the pool, what do they mean? Could you show an example? I mean, one of the simplest ways that I would backtest a pool, which is not like anything super crazy, but it would be like, okay, I mean, backtesting a pool, there's different protocols you can use. I simply, in the quickest way possible, just look at 7-day fees and see if those equate to the APR, right? So for example, I'll just use the calculator on my phone, and I'll take the 1.643,886, and I'll multiply that by, let's see, well, it's saying 117% average APR, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Divide that by 52 for the weeks in the year, and it should be making about $36,987 a week, which it's pretty damn close, $35,728. So it's pretty damn close. Oftentimes, you'll find you do that math, and it is nowhere near close to the APR, and then you got to reverse engineer it. So to reverse engineer it, I believe you take that 35,728, multiply that by 52 weeks, and then I think I divide that by the TVL. I hate doing math live, because if I make a mistake, I look retarded. And it's 113% a year. So, pretty close. Pretty close right there. That's just the easy way I back test without overthinking it too much. I'll just look at the position I want to open on VFAT, 7-day fees, divide the APR up, and just go at it from there. Makes it super, super easy for me. APRs will be changing all the time, so oftentimes nowadays I'm not looking at like months of history because it's just always changing. It's just always changing. Let me see. When people speak about backtesting, yes, 10K is 10% of the portfolio, but I'm down for some risk. I'll just go wider. Well, you can't get much wider than the full range pool that I was showing. Again, this is heavy risk. I will be much more excited to share this whenever there is a short opportunity available on Dust. Last week I was looking everywhere, couldn't find any perpetuals or futures to short, and you can't borrow or lend their token through their website. So, which is honestly good for the token, but it's bad for me when I want to short and reduce my exposure to 0, net neutral, and just farm a nice little 144% in the meantime. But it is Dust USDC. It's Neverland's token over here on Monad. Having a little bit of fun. Again, just 10%. I'd maybe only use 5K of it, maybe 5% of your portfolio max in some risky stuff, especially one position at a time. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put more than 4 or 5 grand a year at that 10K. I really wouldn't. VFAT seems to be your favorite. Any reason why? It just makes things really, really easy. It keeps things in one place, especially in terms of teaching. You can open any of these positions on the native protocol. You can go directly to Uniswap itself, PancakeSwap, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. It's all going to be the same. It just puts everything in one nice dashboard, and it lets you aggregate so many different things at once. Like you can literally look between all chains, look between all protocols. It just makes my life really, really easy, especially when it comes to teaching. It simplifies a lot of things, and it just makes everything the same. Same for our farms. You can look at protocols. You can look at chains. You can filter by the tokens you want. It's just an ease of life thing, and that is what you're paying for. Ease of life. DFM Buddy is a calculator for simulation. I have used that before. Yeah, it's probably more of a better, more true back test, whereas I'm just looking at 7-day fees, seeing what the APR is matching, seeing if VFAT is lying to us or not. A little clickbait. VFAT seems to be your favorite. Any reason why? Yeah, exactly. Just ease of use. Make my life easier. Not have to stress. Can claim all fees with a click of one button. Can compound. Can harvest. Can withdraw. Enter. It's all in one place. Can manage my multiple positions across different wallets off one website very easily. Simplifies the process for me. Doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to. You can go straight to the dexes. For me, it's just so much easier this way. And I would still use them to hunt for your positions. even if you choose to open them on a different website. Just makes it easy for me. See some information, see all the different pools, compare. I can go between all of them pretty easily. Let's say I want, just for ease of use, okay. Minus 21 plus 48, 69%. Hey. And 62% APR, and I can easily just compare minus 21 plus 48, 60%, about the same. Minus 21 plus 48, can't do 21, 22, 53%. Missing the mark there on that one. I can just comb through all of them. Just do the same shit. Minus 21. Oh. 70% on a wider range. A little better down here, just low TVL. Be careful. If you're throwing 500,000 bucks in, not a big deal, but if you're trying to go in big, it's not really going to be an option for you. Keep in mind, even with a $1,000 injection, basically, you're jumping the TVL by 10%, so you can expect those rewards to drop as you enter. Pretty pricey on that one. Charging customers 3%. Seems like Coinbase. I kind of like Parker's idea of just dividing the two numbers. Yeah, it just makes it simple for me. I mean, I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all, but for me, it's just like if the weekly rewards match the estimated APR, then I know it's true. Because sometimes you'll see an APR that says 600%, average 600%. You do the math on that, and it's like, where the fuck you getting the 600? Because I'm only getting 20. Scamming. BFET is like the mall, multi-chain in one location. Exactly. It's like, hey, if you know you're going to be shopping at Dick's and you're going to get some Chick-fil-A and you're going to go shop at, I don't know, fucking H&M. I don't know what people, I don't shop like that. I just do it all online now, which is the same argument, I guess. Fuck the mall. The mall's harder than just shopping online. It's all in one place, one dashboard. Boom, 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 boom. Done. The hell is this? Freedom of money USDC. What kind of retarded shit is on here? Don't do that. Do not buy that. Please. Let's see. How long have we been on this? 45 minutes? Not bad, not bad. I like it. You guys are chatting. You got some good questions here, too. I'm digging it. I'm about out of Ghost. So when the Ghost is over, the stream is going to be over. Hopefully we're doing good. Let's see. You shill Chronos? Bro, I mean, I don't want to shill anything. Let's see if there's a good Chronos position. CRO. I mean, I don't even play with CRO ever. Should I type Chronos? No, it's just CRO. With what? ETH? This is a little out of my realm on this one because I never look at Crow. I imagine this is this is on mainnet. Average APR 8%. I mean, you got me fucked up on that, bro. I don't think I've ever had anyone ask me to monetize Crow. Because the guys that have Crow, they're busy staking that and swiping their card on the Crypto.com card. Like, I've never... All the Crow guys just keep it all on Crypto.com from what I'm aware of. But, I mean, yeah, but it's so tight already. You can just tell. You probably have better luck on Crypto.com than anything Crow. Yeah, fuck that shit. That ain't for me, big dog. But to each their own. Probably have better luck keeping that on Crypto.com. No, I said do not... It took under the Chronos chain. Yeah. Let's just check the chain. Do I have filters on? What do they got? Let's just sort by APR. Do not do this. See, what the fuck? What was that? Crypto.com? Crypto.com Bitcoin? Is that what that is? I do not hold that. To Crow. These yields are worse than mine. There's really much action on the chain. Yeah, I would agree. I would say the same. What are the ranges they're popping? 46% wide, 7%. Crow to XRP. I wonder if there's any like XRP guys are down bad for yield most of the time. It's only with Crow though. Oh, it's so $3 this week. I mean, I don't hold Crow, so this doesn't really interest me at all, but it's something where you can look at. See, like, look at this. No, that's range. My bad. I got excited. I was like, look at them scamming. 389%, making 84 cents. But no, it's 0.5% a year. I ain't touching this shit. I'm going to be real with you. But, teach their own. If you hold some Crow, not going to be a lot of options for you outside of on crypto.com, probably. They're just Crow USDC. Like, give me a Crow USDT or USDC. 12%. The only Crow guy that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is Bobby in the 10K Fast Track. And he uses their Crypto.com card. He swipes it, gets 5% back on everything. And that makes that man the happiest man I've ever seen. Just paying for everyone's food. We all send him stable coins, and he makes 5%. Outside of that, don't have many people that are asking about Crow positions. So it's a fun little thing to do. 2% on USDT. Wow. You can lend stable coins for 9, and you'll get none of that downward shit. Not for me, my friend. Not for me. Let's see. Again, Monad's been doing pretty damn good. Been still having a lot of fun over here. What is that shit? Get that out of here. Let's pump that. Let's make it wide. Can't do math. Nice wide range. 50% APR. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Boys, drop some questions. It's the last little bit, and then I gotta go. And if you ask good enough questions, I'll sip the Diet Coke instead. And if you guys have even better questions, I'll chug the water too. Need to get Bobby to go live again. He goes live inside the Fast Track every week, but he's just not really wanting to do YouTube very much. He had his own channel for a little bit, and he just shut it all down. So it's something where he doesn't need to. He's making enough money doing his own thing that I just don't think it's not worth the squeeze for him. Doesn't really have an interest in it. He's also a very private guy. So when he went live with Jake, did he wear the mask? Or did he just do no profile pic? I think he did no camera. In the videos, you guys would have saw him. But I remember last time he was going to live stream with us, he was, swear to God, he was saying he was going to wear a fucking helmet of some kind to hide his face. He's just a private guy. So it's going to be hard to get him to jump on those. He wants to be completely anonymous, which I respect it. Sucks giving up the anonymity. I don't know how to fucking say that shit. Let's see. New YouTube comment on the channel. How are you monetizing your portfolio? Bro, like, watch any video. DeFi. Put your crypto to work. Lending. Borrowing. Arbitraging. Liquidity pools. Staking. Lots of different ways. And the more you can put into one strategy, sometimes the better. Let's see. I think Jake's video he dropped, it had the vet in there. So you guys saw that. Unfortunately, he got hit in the front bumper by a plate on the highway, license plate or something flying. So that sucks. A little scratched up, but I still get every couple of videos someone saying it's a rental. So I mean, guys, it's like a 10-year-old car now. So I don't know who's renting that. It's out there. It's a daily driver. It's not exactly that impressive, but it's fun. It's a super fun car. I love it. Jake was not down for anything fast. He didn't like the car going too fast. He didn't like the boat going too fast. Jake's just a chill guy. He's just a chill guy. He doesn't like the speed, the too fast stuff. I think he does whenever he's controlling it. So like the jet skis, he'll rip one of those. I mean, I get it. You're in the passenger seat. You don't really know what the hell's going on. He's from the UK. He's on the other side of the car. He feels like he should be driving, and he's not. I get it. The boat was going, what, 65? And he was like, oh, shit. He said, hell no. Oh, any SUI positions you'd recommend right now? Need to up my exposure. I am not running SUI LPs at the moment, but I'm still lending on Navi. You can borrow against that and use that to run LPs elsewhere. I'm not running any SUI chain LPs at the moment. Some of that is due to laziness, and some of that is just due to it's just not very exciting over there right now. But it's something I will be poking back into more than likely soon, especially if we get more interest around it. I'll get it going just to support the cause. But I mean, things are going fine. I just haven't really felt the need. It's probably a little bit of laziness for not opening up some more SUI positions. They're being lent out though, and they're earning yield. And I haven't sold the SUI. It's sitting there. I sold some at the top. Not enough. Definitely not enough. It's a lot smaller now. But yeah, just not running SUI pools in the moment. I think it's like, let's just check. Let's look on Turbos and see this. Okay, not that. Let's see, SUI USDC. Let's see. Let's take a little peek here for you. Let's find a little USDC. Am I filtered? Ah, there we go. And that's why. I was like, what the fuck's going on with Deep? SUI USDC. Let's do a range of, let's just keep it simple, go back down to 80 cents. And let's start with $4 just to see. Nice wide, yeah, 24%. But everything sucks right now, so it's kind of, This is a literal no-look range, but just nice and wide. Yeah, well, I ain't doing it on Cetus, I'll tell you that. 2.9%. We are not doing that one. Let's take a peek here. Yeah, so right now, Cetus very unattractive. I usually like Cetus a lot, but nothing exciting going on there for us. Turbos is a much better opportunity at the moment with literally, yeah, I mean, a crazy difference. 2% versus 24. Huge difference. It's something that, let's see what the difference is between up to 5. Just curious. See, that's what I mean. Look at how the APR changes. Okay, 22% at up to $5. 24% at $4. For a dollar price action difference, to lose 2% a year, why would you not go 5? I mean, I guess you can be retarded and keep making the argument of, you know, and go to 6 for 20, but I don't need to be that insane. But up to 5, a nice take profit, and I'm cashed out if SUI hits $5 again. Perfect for me. 22%, honestly, it's in line with everything else right now. Might as well freaking run it. Might open one of these up here for you guys soon. We'll keep track of it. Keep in mind, the business model is SUI USDC. That is your business model. And the location of your business right now is on Turbos, but if Cetus starts to do better on the same range, you can monitor that once in a while. Come in here, cross-reference your range, 0.8, and you can take it up to your, let's just say, $5. Yeah, you'll see that I'm not switching. But if you come in here for a while, and a couple days straight, this is doing like 40, 50, 60%, and this is still doing 20, or it's down to 15, or it's matching you at 2, you can make some changes and just move the location of your business to a different platform. 120 miles per hour to get groceries. I mean, you know we have to. You know we have to. There's no speeds in the video, I don't think. So it's all allegedly. But we did make mini gas station trips for protein bars and energy drinks. That is 100%. I don't think Jake had really any coffee the whole time. Just straight ghosts. Ghost energy drinks and monsters. And I'm out, and now life sucks. Because I'm out of Ghost. And I can't have more today. I'll give myself a heart attack. But I do have the cherry Diet Coke. Tried something new. It's alright. It's kind of mid. In the water. Let's just go through the whole fucking roulette. Hit all. Okay. Oh, no. I thought the APR changed. It just adjusted. I was like, what the fuck? It's 293%. No, it just changed it on me. I was like, oh shit, boys. Let's hop in now. But it was deceiving. It fucked us up. So yeah, I mean, 22%, unfortunately, is close to a lot of other wide range positions right now, but it's something to where a lot of appreciation potential in this pool, especially if you're getting at the bottom down here. Depending where you set the low is going to be a little bit of personal belief. I just wrote 80 cents to be quick and fast, but looking at the chart, I mean, that's 85 cents there. If you're catching 80 cents, you're really trying to catch some of the resistance of those lows here before spiking down to, that's just a way. I'm not really worried about that. I mean, 65 cents is something you could look at, which, from what it looks like, won't change your APR much at all. But as the market starts to pick up, this probably will impact the APRs quite a bit. But yeah, 19%. Really not worried about the difference between that and 0.8 personally. But you can make that executive decision on your end. 0.65 if you're conservative, and 0.8 if you want to be a little more up top. Up to $5, 22%, very wide range, very boring, but consistent yield coming in. And again, hopefully you're doing this off of capital borrowed against your spot SUI bags. You can use the cash flow to stack USDC if SUI's pumping, and use it to buy more SUI while the prices are low. And then it's GG. It's GG. And you could even, if you're taking a little risk, doing some stupid shit like I showed you earlier, take this cash flow, $100, and loop it into a more productive long-term position like this SUI USDC pool. Coke Zero is the new baseline. Of course. Of course. Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Cherry. I think my favorite Coke was like, what was it? The Cherry Vanilla Coke Zero? It's fire. And they have a Vanilla Coke Zero like everywhere in Thailand. Little can, and out in Thailand it's like what, maybe $1. It's probably like 30 cents. I don't know what it is. It's fake money out there. And it was amazing. Me and Jake got those quite a bit as well. The problem is in Thailand, you can't find any energy drinks. You have to like scour all these different gas stations, malls, etc. to maybe find a Monster can that is a half to a quarter the normal size and the same price as normal size out here. So that's what's funny about Thailand is certain things can be really, really cheap. Some things are worse than back home. It really just depends what you want. So if you do take a trip out to Thailand, like me and the boys did, you want to make sure what your game plan is, because you might think it's cheap, but it's very, very easy to spend money if you are not prepared. So definitely try to wean yourself off beforehand, or good luck trying to find them. Red Bull's everywhere, by the way, but if you're trying to find the elusive white Monster, just know it's hard to find, and it's a baby can. Of course, they are nice out there. You can't argue with that. I mean, some, not all, but just like anywhere. But the culture is very different, very respectful, very kind. And that goes for everyone, not just the women too. I mean, public spaces, whether you're hopping on the, what is it even called? Like the fucking train shit, the fucking sky train, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember the name. But BTS, whatever it is. Everyone's so respectful, quiet. I mean, it's such a different culture. It's so interesting. And very, very friendly. Thai women on the menus in Thailand, of course. I wish we had more Thai food. I wish we did more like Thai experience stuff out there. But it's also nice because Jake's lived out there for a while. Lots of connections out there, so they know kind of the ins and outs and hop straight into their routine. Like, we already know the good gyms to go to, which means that we're eating like meal prep at the gym every day, the chicken and rice. We were eating good. And we were ordering other chicken and rice at the hotel. So we didn't really I didn't get much of like that Thai culture experience in terms of food and stuff like that, which would have been nice because I love spicy food. Jake hates it, so I mean, it makes sense why we didn't ever fucking do it. But I did it a couple times on my own, and it definitely was nice. I love spicy food. Have you seen any good river token farms or pools? I don't know what river is off the top of my head, but we can take a peek. And then I'm going to get going here soon. River, what chain are we looking for? Is it a BNB token? I don't know what this coin is. So I don't want to find the wrong thing for you. I imagine it's BNB, but I don't know what the fuck this is. River USDT. Let me just imagine that it's BNB. I would imagine so. No response yet. What is this? 33% wide, 372. So the farm's looking to pay better than the pool currently on base chain. Ooh. Is it on BNB as well? Because it's on BNB, it may pay better. It's looking like it does. Especially in terms of TVL. It probably originates on BNB, I would imagine. A lot more liquidity on BNB than on base. What is that? 33% wide, doing 372. This is... Oh, let's just do this. Yeah, APRs are much better on BNB, so I imagine the token originates in BNB. I would imagine. I have no clue what this is. Relatively new, like about a little less than a year. Let's look at $2. Let's just check $2 to the high. God damn, what the fuck? $91? What the hell is this shit? Let's take that to 26 from 2. What is this coin, guys? Am I tripping for not knowing what this is? Oh, this is going to be crazy. No, that's too much. Let's see. Thanks for looking. I'll do some more research too. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Am I tripping for not knowing what this is? But if we're taking that to the $26, which is kind of like, well, you'll get crazy appreciation on this thing if it runs. There's no guarantee. If you're taking that to, let's say, $26 here, this kind of like interim peak right here, take some plan to exit at that point, and maybe catch the bottom at, let's just check these lows. Let's just say 3.5. Just make it easy. 200% wide, 77%. I mean, if you hold it, I thought the same thing when I saw it for the first time. That doesn't tell me what it is, though. What the fuck is this? Yeah, I mean, if you're already holding it and you have exposure to it, about 44 grand in the TVL, so not too bad. On a 200% wide range, estimated to make 77% a year. Definitely not too bad. Looks like quite a few people are probably out of range. Active TVL, 16K out of the 44, so you might be, where is all the TVL? Is it down low? Oh, I just fucked up. I just fucked up so bad. Here we go. Interesting. $3 to 27 is my range as well. That's funny, bro. We're pretty close. 3.5 to 26, and you're wider than me, bro. I respect it. I respect it. I was trying to cut a couple cents off there and give a little more generous APR. I respect it. We landed pretty close. $3. Hey, that just means you're on the right path right there. We're thinking alike. What I say, 77, and you're getting 71. Same shit. Different strokes, different folks. Same shit at the end of the day, really. 72%. That's how I play it. If you're getting close to a 72%, we can shop around. Minus 71 plus 149. Would probably switch to base chain if I was you there. I mean, switch to BNB if I was you, if that's the one you're running. What I say, minus 71 plus 149. It's upside down, but same shit. Only 38%. So the farm on BNB is looking juicier, I would say. Juicier for sure. Yeah, I'd be checking that farm out on BNB to see if it's performing the way it says. Because you're getting that. Oh, fuck, I forgot what it was. Is it minus 71? Yep. 149, and you get 72. That's what I would do if I was you. If I were in your shoes and I'm holding River, and I already have it in the pool, if you have it on the base chain, look on the BNB, I do prefer base. I prefer base as well, just so we make that clear, but to double my APR from 30% to over 70, as long as it's actually paying. And you could do a small piece as well. It's also something that you'll notice the active TVL, like big discrepancy, right? So the TVL and base chain, for example, in this position, it's twice as much, but the active TVL is like 10 times as much. So there's a lot of TVL that's out of range over here in the BNB one, which is why you're getting this advantage of APR. So it's something to where if a lot of this TVL comes back into range or they're rebalancing and your APRs drop and become competitive or worse than base chain, you can always switch back over. But it's something where base chain's cheap, BNB is not really super expensive either, so you could switch over pretty cheaply, open the position at the exact same ranges. There's no impermanent loss. You're paying a couple bucks to bridge, if that, and then you open the position, you double your APR, assuming that it's pumping out what it's supposed to. We can do the fun little math on it. We can see. I mean, technically, active TVL, but I'll just use the total TVL, 83919 times 21.8% divided by 52. Get you $351. So, yep, top one looks accurate at 21.8%. 44940 times 355%. Oof. Let's see. That's off shooting a little bit. So I would open a tester because it's saying 3,000 a week, and this one's only saying 854 a week. So there's potential that you open this pool on BNB, and it's not going to actually have the rewards that it's saying. So I would open a small test and just watch the VFAT estimated numbers and see how closely they land. And if they land the way that you're wanting them to, then what the fuck was it, 71? Jesus. 149. Yep. I would open it up, small position, just test it, see. And if you're actually earning anywhere close to that 71%, but if you're beating your APR over here, then you start to move more funds over. But if you already have a successful position going, I don't think you need a full port until you know it's performing. So, cool. GG, boys. That is going to be all for me. I'm going to go enjoy the effects of this white monster now. And guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll get to those when I can in a few as I go throughout the rest of my evening. I hope you guys have a great one. Definitely, again, don't over meddle with your bags. Don't fumble your Bitcoin bags. Don't be selling like crazy. Don't be fumbling the top. Just sit in your hands. Let your system do its job. Print money for you every single day. And let's just keep the gravy train moving, boys. Any questions, of course, leave some comments. You can click the link down below. Join the 10K Fast Track, of course. Talk to me each and every day, all day. It's totally fine. And, guys, I will see you in the next live stream. Peace out, boys.